Hey there. You ever hear the word strategy and just picture this huge, intimidating thing that's only for CEOs and skyscrapers? Well, forget all that. Today, we're going to tear that idea down and show you that strategy is actually a simple, practical tool that anyone can use. We're going to make it make sense. Let's do this.
So let me ask you something. You know exactly where your company or maybe your team is right now. The day-to-day is crystal clear. But what about 5 years from now? Can you picture it? And more importantly, do you know the exact steps to get there? That space, right between today and that future vision, that's where strategy comes in.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. We'll start with what strategy even means. Then, we'll get into why you absolutely need one. Think of it as a map. After that, the main event. A super simple 4-step blueprint you can literally start using tomorrow. We'll check out how a giant like Apple uses it, and then we'll wrap up by turning the spotlight back on you.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1. What in the world is strategy? And to get it, to really get it, we've got to go way back. I'm talking long before boardrooms and business suits.
You know, the word itself comes from ancient Greek, strategos. It means the art of the general. So at its very core, strategy has always been about leading your troops, making a plan, and figuring out how to win the battle. The battlefield might look a little different these days. It's markets, not mountains. But the fundamental idea, it's exactly the same.
Now, let's fast forward to the business world. Back in 1962, a guy named Alfred Chandler gave us one of the first real definitions. He basically said it's two things. 1, figuring out your big, long-term goals. And 2, deciding how you're going to use your resources, your money, your people, your time, to actually make those goals happen. Pretty straightforward, right?
And then, a few decades later, the definition got an upgrade. Johnson and Scholes added this really key idea, achieving advantage. See, it's not just about having a goal anymore. It's about being smarter than the competition, especially when the world around you is constantly changing. It's about winning.
So okay, we've had the Greek generals, the business professors. Let's just cut through all the noise. What does it all boil down to? It's this. Your strategy is your long-term plan to win. That's all you have to remember. It's the story of how you're going to get from point A to a much, much better point B.
Which brings us perfectly to our next question. If strategy is our plan, why is it such a big deal? Well, imagine trying to go on a cross-country road trip with no map, no GPS, nothing. That's a business without a strategy.
A great strategy is your map, and it does 3 critical things. First, it gives you a direction, a true north, so everyone on the team is paddling in the same direction. Second, it guides how you use your resources. It tells you what's essential for the journey and what's just dead weight, so you're not wasting time or money. And finally, it's the actual bridge that gets you from where you are today to that incredible future you're dreaming of.
Okay, now for the part I'm really pumped about. This is the heart of our whole conversation today. The 4-step strategy blueprint. This is where we stop talking about ideas and start talking about action. It's a simple, powerful framework that just works.
This is how you take that amazing, maybe kind of crazy idea in your head and turn it into something real. Something you and your team can actually build, one day at a time.
And here it is. It's just 4 steps. Goal, objective, plan, and action. The easiest way to remember it? Dream it, define it, design it, and do it. See how that flows? Each step leads right into the next, creating this really clear line from your big vision all the way down to your daily to-do list. Let's look at each one.
So, step 1 is your goal. This is the dream it part. This isn't the time to be realistic or play it safe. This is your moonshot, your North Star. It's that big, exciting, maybe even a little bit scary vision of what you want to become. It has to be inspiring.
Okay, once you have that big dream, you move to step 2, the objective. This is the define it part. You take that giant fuzzy goal and you slice it up into smaller, specific, measurable milestones. Your objectives are the signposts on the highway that prove you're actually making progress.
Step 3. The plan. This is where you design it. This is the nitty-gritty. You're figuring out the how. What are the big projects we need to tackle? Who's doing what? What's our budget? This is where you draw the actual turn-by-turn directions on your map.
And finally, we get to the most important step of all, action, the do-it phase. Because look, a brilliant strategy that just sits in a PowerPoint is completely useless. This is all about the actual tasks your team does every single day. These small actions, when they're all pointed in the right direction, are what actually build that bridge to your goal.
So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds nice in theory, but does it work in the real world? Well, let's take a look at a company that's done pretty well for itself and see how they use this exact same blueprint.
Think about Apple. Their big, hairy, audacious goal is to make the best products on Earth and enrich people's lives. Simple, right? Their plan is built on pillars like constant innovation, charging a premium price, and building an insanely powerful brand. An objective for them might be to launch a new iPhone that sells 90 million units. And the action? That's every single engineer, designer, and marketer working together to make that launch happen. It all fits perfectly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. We've defined strategy, we've seen why it's so important, and we've walked through a simple, practical blueprint. So, now what? Well, now it's your turn.
Because if there's one thing I want you to take away from all this, it's this. Strategy is not just for huge globe-spanning corporations like Apple. It's a tool for everyone. The small business owner, the nonprofit director, the leader of a 5-person team. It's for you. This blueprint can bring clarity and purpose to whatever you're trying to build.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Using that dream it, define it, design it, do it model, what's your first step? Is it taking an hour to really dream big about your goal? Or maybe it's defining that very first objective to get the ball rolling. Whatever it is, the journey starts right now.